both of them. So, but for some reason, one of them, they're like close sisters. One of them is doing really well, and one is like doing really poorly. So, but you look at the chart and say, well, it's the one that's doing well. I want to go to the dance. Okay, treasuries. David might get his. We might get that test again. Notice there's this gap here. This is election night. That gap is it has not been filled. It's trying to be filled. The market's trying to fill that gap right now. And we have to see what happens once that gap is filled. But interest rates globally are turning back down. So it's not just the United States. It's one country, okay, it doesn't mean that much, but it's happening everywhere. Here's the 10-year treasury. There's two gaps in that chart. They both have to be filled. So, and that's starting to slide down. Is the German 10-year boom. Now I circled, this is the interest rate. All these things are interest rates. The interest rate of the 10-year bond in Germany is 0.3%. 0.3. And it was like negative. This is 10 years with a negative interest rate. So you buy it in 10 years from now, you get less money back than you gave. So not only there better be no inflation, there better be a lot of deflation so you don't get wiped out. These interest rates are totally insane. Now, here is the UK gilt. Interest rates are a whole 1% there. Interest rates in the United States are massive compared to other countries. I mean, we can go back, hold on. The 10-year, it's 2 means 2.2%. And that's probably 2.8, right? 28 is 2.8%. So compare that to 0.3%, 1%, and 0.1% in Japan. Less than 0.1. So like our interest rates are, although they're very, very low, are really high compared to the rest of the world. So here's Japan. It was negative. The UK was negative, never negative, but it was 0.5%. So, and German bond was 0.3%. That meant it's outraged that I'm discussing fair value in the German and Japanese government. But we're almost done. High yield junk bond. This is very, very important. You say, who cares about high yield junk bonds? Well, you should care because this will tell you the strength of the market. If these start to fall apart and start to go down, these are yields on high yield. They start to have a big drop. That means the market is going to have a big drop also. Now, these are not having, I mean, it started to fall apart in November during the election, but then it shot back up. And that looked pretty bad at one point, but now it's going to higher highs, just like the market's going to higher highs. So as long as this happens, the stock market will be okay. So this is your like canary in the coal mine for the stock market. As long as it keeps going up and it's strong, everything's fine, going to be fine in the stock market. If it collapses, watch out in the stock market. Okay, here's the last few things. Copper had this big run up in November, has big gaps in the chart. There's a gap here and a gap down here. It was dead in the water for years. It's probably going to lose all that rally. And copper tells you the state of the global manufacturing economy, not just the United States, the whole world. Coffee has collapsed, even though I do my best to drink as much of it as possible and keep the market up. It's just not working anymore. It used to work. This is a low, extremely low price for coffee. It doesn't mean you should buy it this second, but maybe it can go a little lower, but it can't go much lower. So, but once again, you don't know when it's going to start to go back up. Sugar was doing really well last year. It's now like lost a lot of that rally, and now it's like pretty bearish and uninteresting. Cotton is behaving very weirdly. It had this big shoot up and then collapsed. And this all happened in the last week. So, and there's that big gap in the chart that had to be filled. So who knows what's happening here. Sugar is very volatile, by the way. It can be bullish one year and super bearish the next year. So it doesn't do long-term trends. Okay, that's it. Any questions? No questions. Any answers? No? Okay, well then that's it. You have to go home and have a nice summer.